Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in, not because of arrogance or superiority, but because of a deep sense of self-assurance. When someone knows who they are, what they stand for, and what they bring to the table, they exude a presence that naturally attracts others. This is the essence of true attraction. It is built on strength, independence, and a clear sense of self-worth. Neediness, on the other hand, repels. When someone seeks validation from others to feel complete, it creates a dynamic of dependence rather than mutual respect. People can sense when someone is looking for external approval rather than carrying an inner confidence. It often leads to an imbalance in relationships where one person gives too much and expects too much in return. This pressure can push others away rather than bring them closer. Attraction flourishes when a person is comfortable being alone, when they enjoy their own company, and when they engage in life with passion and purpose. The most captivating individuals are not those who desperately seek attention, but those who pursue their goals, embrace their individuality, and radiate a quiet confidence that speaks for itself. The energy you bring into any relationship, whether romantic, professional, or social, sets the tone for how others respond to you. When you lead with confidence rather than need, you create an environment of respect and admiration. You are seen as someone who adds value rather than someone who is seeking something to fill a void. Confidence signals emotional security, self-respect, and a sense of abundance. It says, "I am whole as I am." This mindset shifts relationships from a place of lack to a place of shared growth and fulfillment. It fosters deeper connections because people are drawn to strength, not desperation. Confidence is an unspoken language that influences how others perceive and respond to you. It's not about perfection or having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself, owning your choices, and walking through life with a sense of certainty. When you believe in yourself, others naturally believe in you too. This quiet assurance creates a strong foundation for attraction because people are drawn to those who stand firm in their own identity. Neediness, however, sends a different message. It communicates a sense of lack, as if something is missing and must be filled by someone else. This can create an emotional burden in relationships, making interactions feel heavy or one-sided. When someone constantly seeks validation, reassurance, or attention, it signals insecurity rather than strength. Instead of drawing people closer, it can make them feel suffocated or pressured to meet unrealistic emotional demands. Attraction is strongest when it stems from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. A confident person doesn't chase, they inspire. They don't demand attention, they naturally command it through their actions, their mindset, and the way they carry themselves. They have a clear sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on how others treat them. This kind of presence makes them intriguing and desirable. When you focus on your own growth, happiness, and fulfillment, you naturally become more attractive. You radiate positivity and stability, which makes others want to be around you. Instead of looking for someone to complete you, you become someone who is already whole, making any connection you form healthier and more meaningful. People are drawn to confidence because it offers security, trust, and a sense of excitement. Qualities that create strong, lasting connections. Confidence is the quiet force that commands attention without demanding it. It stems from an inner belief that you are enough, exactly as you are. When someone moves through life with this mindset, they become naturally attractive. Not because they are trying to be, but because self-assurance is undeniably appealing. People gravitate toward those who exude certainty, who don't second-guess their worth, and who carry themselves with an effortless ease. Neediness, on the other hand, creates resistance. It places pressure on interactions, making them feel forced rather than natural. When someone constantly seeks approval, affection, or reassurance, it can create an energy of desperation that others instinctively pull away from. Instead of feeling inspired or drawn in, people may feel the weight of expectation, sensing that they are being relied on to fill an emotional void. This can quickly become overwhelming and push them away. True attraction is rooted in emotional independence. A person who knows their own value does not cling or chase. They attract. They are comfortable in their own skin and content with their own company. They invest in their passions, pursue their goals, and cultivate a fulfilling life. This self-sufficiency is what makes them intriguing. Others are drawn to the confidence of someone who doesn't need them but chooses them. Someone who adds value rather than seeks it. When confidence leads, connections are formed based on mutual respect and admiration rather than dependency. This creates a space where relationships can thrive in a healthy and balanced way. People are naturally drawn to those who bring a sense of stability, excitement, and ease, qualities that come from knowing and embracing one's true self. Confidence is the silent force that makes a statement without saying a word. It's the way a person carries themselves, the way they walk into a room, the way they interact without seeking validation. It's not about arrogance or proving anything to anyone. It's about knowing who you are and being at peace with that. When a person is genuinely confident, they radiate an energy that naturally attracts others. People want to be around them not because they need to be, but because confidence is magnetic. Neediness, on the other hand, has the opposite effect. It creates an invisible pressure that others can feel, a sense that someone is looking to them for approval, attention, or affirmation. Instead of drawing people in, it can push them away. Attraction doesn't thrive under the weight of expectation. It flourishes in the presence of security. When someone is constantly seeking reassurance or validation, it signals self-doubt rather than self-worth. And when you don't believe in your own value, it becomes harder for others to see it too. People are drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin, those who don't rely on someone else to feel whole. A person who knows their worth doesn't chase love, attention, or approval. They focus on becoming the best version of themselves, and in doing so, they naturally attract the right kind of people into their lives. Confidence says, I am already enough, while neediness says, I need you to complete me. The difference is profound, and so are the results. Attraction is not about how much you need someone, but how much you inspire them. It's about bringing something meaningful to the table, not just taking from it. When you show up as someone who is already fulfilled, relationships become a choice rather than a necessity. Confidence is an invisible force that speaks louder than words. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or trying to impress others. It's about a quiet certainty, a deep understanding of your own worth. When someone carries themselves with confidence, they naturally become attractive. They don't need to seek attention because their presence alone commands it. People gravitate toward those who exude self-assurance, who move through life with purpose rather than desperation. Neediness, however, creates a very different energy. It sends a signal that something is missing, that there's a void waiting to be filled by someone else. This can make interactions feel forced or heavy, as if there's an unspoken expectation for others to provide validation. People can sense when they are being relied upon for someone else's self-worth, and rather than drawing them in, it often pushes them away. No one wants to feel like they are responsible for someone else's happiness. Attraction isn't about proving anything or constantly seeking reassurance. It's about living authentically, being comfortable in your own skin, and allowing connections to form naturally. The most captivating individuals are those who don't need to be liked, who don't need someone to complete them. They know they are already whole, and that inner stability makes them irresistible. People want to be around those who uplift, inspire, and bring a sense of ease. When confidence replaces neediness, relationships become stronger and more fulfilling. Instead of grasping for validation, confident individuals attract meaningful connections effortlessly. The energy you bring to any relationship, whether romantic, social, or professional, determines how others respond to you. When you stand firmly in your own worth, attraction becomes a natural byproduct of who you are, not something you have to chase. Confidence is an unshakable belief in oneself, an inner strength that doesn't require validation from others. It's the ability to walk into any situation knowing that you bring value, not because someone else says so, but because you know it for yourself. This quiet certainty is what makes confidence so attractive. It signals independence, self-sufficiency, and emotional stability, qualities that naturally draw people in. Neediness, on the other hand, creates resistance. It operates from a mindset of lack, where a person looks to others to feel complete. This dependency can feel overwhelming, as it places pressure on relationships rather than allowing them to develop naturally. When someone is constantly seeking approval, attention, or reassurance, it communicates insecurity rather than strength. Attraction fades when it's forced, and neediness often pushes people away instead of bringing them closer. People are drawn to those who live with purpose, passion, and self-assurance. A confident person doesn't chase, they attract. They don't seek validation, they embody it. They build a fulfilling life on their own terms, knowing that any relationship they enter is a choice, not a necessity. This makes them not only more desirable, but also more respected. Attraction thrives when there is balance, when both individuals feel whole and bring their best selves to the table. Confidence creates an atmosphere of trust and admiration, while neediness creates doubt and emotional strain. The most compelling people are those who don't need someone to complete them, but instead complement those around them. Confidence signals that you are secure, that you are enough, and that you bring something valuable to any relationship. When you lead with this energy, attraction becomes effortless, and connections become stronger and more meaningful. Confidence is an undeniable force that shapes how we are perceived and how others respond to us. It's not about arrogance or pretending to be something you're not. It's about a deep-rooted belief in your own worth. Confident people don't seek approval. They live with a sense of self-assurance that makes them naturally attractive. They know who they are, what they stand for, and what they bring to the table. This certainty is what draws people in and makes them want to be around you. Neediness, on the other hand, creates an energy of lack. When someone is overly dependent on external validation, it places an invisible burden on others. Instead of forming relationships based on mutual respect and admiration, neediness creates imbalance, where one person is constantly seeking while the other feels pressured to provide. Attraction doesn't grow in an environment where one person is emotionally dependent on the other. It thrives when both individuals stand strong on their own. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate self-sufficiency and emotional stability. A confident person doesn't demand attention, they earn it effortlessly. They are comfortable in their own presence, fulfilled by their own passions, and driven by their own goals. This makes them intriguing, magnetic, and irresistible. They do not seek love out of necessity, but embrace it as a choice. Attraction is about energy. It's about how you carry yourself, how you treat yourself, and the mindset you bring into relationships. When confidence is at the core of your being, it creates an aura of strength and security that others find compelling. Confidence says, "I am whole," while neediness says, "I need you to feel whole." The difference is profound, and so is its impact on relationships. Confidence is a quiet power that needs no validation. It comes from knowing your worth, embracing your individuality, and moving through life with purpose. People who exude confidence don't beg for attention. They naturally attract it. They stand firm in their beliefs, make decisions without hesitation, and engage with others from a place of security rather than fear. This self-assured energy creates an undeniable presence, making them captivating without even trying. Neediness, however, operates from a place of lack. It signals that something is missing and that fulfillment must come from external sources. When someone constantly seeks approval, affection, or reassurance, it creates pressure in relationships. Instead of allowing connections to develop naturally, neediness forces them, often leading to imbalance, frustration, or even rejection. People don't want to feel like they are responsible for someone else's sense of self-worth. True attraction cannot thrive in an environment where one person is emotionally dependent on another. A person who is comfortable in their own skin, who enjoys their own company, and who pursues their own passions, becomes naturally magnetic. They do not chase love, friendships, or recognition. These things come to them effortlessly because they are already fulfilled within. This sense of wholeness is what makes them attractive, because they offer something to a relationship rather than looking to take from it. Attraction is not about desperation or seeking completion in another person. It's about two whole individuals coming together, drawn by mutual respect and admiration. Confidence creates space for healthy, thriving relationships, while neediness suffocates them. The energy you carry, whether it's one of security or scarcity, determines how people respond to you. When you embrace confidence, you stop chasing and start attracting the right connections into your life. Confidence is the foundation of true attraction. It's not about looks, status, or external validation. It's about the energy you bring into a space. When someone carries themselves with quiet certainty, they become naturally appealing. They don't seek approval because they already know their worth. They don't fear rejection because they understand that their value isn't dependent on someone else's opinion. This self-assured presence creates a sense of intrigue and admiration, making people want to be around them. Neediness, on the other hand, repels. It signals insecurity, a lack of self-fulfillment, and an emotional dependence on others. When someone constantly seeks reassurance or attention, it can feel draining. Instead of drawing people in, it creates a sense of obligation, making relationships feel forced rather than organic. True attraction doesn't come from needing someone, it comes from wanting them while being completely whole on your own. The most attractive individuals are those who live with purpose, who invest in themselves, and who embrace life with confidence. They are not looking for someone to complete them because they already feel complete. This sense of self-sufficiency allows them to form deeper, healthier connections because they aren't relying on another person for happiness. Instead, they bring joy, inspiration, and value to every interaction. Attraction thrives in the presence of self-respect and certainty. People are drawn to those who stand strong in their own identity, who don't compromise their values for the sake of fitting in, and who move through life with authenticity. Confidence creates emotional security, and that security fosters stronger, more meaningful relationships. The energy you project, whether one of need or one of self-assurance, determines the kind of people and connections you attract into your life. Confidence is the key to effortless attraction. It's not about impressing others or seeking approval, it's about embodying a quiet certainty that speaks for itself. When you truly believe in yourself, it shows in the way you walk, talk, and interact with the world. People are drawn to those who radiate self-assurance, because confidence signals emotional stability, strength, and a sense of purpose. It tells the world, I am enough, and that energy is naturally magnetic. Neediness, however, creates the opposite effect. It stems from a fear of not being enough, leading to behaviors that seek constant validation. When someone desperately needs attention, reassurance, or affection, it creates pressure in relationships rather than allowing them to flourish naturally. People don't want to feel like they are responsible for someone else's self-worth. It's exhausting and unsustainable. Attraction cannot thrive in an environment where one person is emotionally dependent on the other. The most attractive individuals are those who don't seek external validation because they already feel whole. They focus on their passions, their growth, and their purpose, making them naturally captivating. They don't chase connections. They attract them effortlessly. This sense of self-sufficiency makes relationships healthier and more balanced, built on mutual respect rather than dependency. Attraction is about energy. When you carry yourself with confidence, you invite people into your life from a place of strength, not need. People are drawn to those who know their value, who don't compromise. Attraction isn't about seeking validation or proving your worth to others. It's about embodying confidence, self-respect, and emotional independence. It's about knowing that you are already enough, that your value isn't determined by someone else's approval, and that true connections are formed when you show up as your most authentic self. Neediness pushes people away because it creates an expectation that someone else is responsible for your happiness. Confidence, on the other hand, draws people in because it signals that you are secure in who you are. The strongest, most fulfilling relationships are built between two whole individuals. People who don't need each other, but choose each other. When you live with confidence, you stop chasing and start attracting. You move through life with a quiet assurance that speaks louder than words. You no longer seek attention, you naturally command it. And the people who come into your life will be there not because you need them, but because they are inspired by the energy you bring. At the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can do is embrace your worth, focus on your growth, and stand firmly in who you are. Because confidence isn't just attractive, it's transformative. It changes the way people see you, the way they treat you, and most importantly, the way you see yourself.